It's turbo time.
What is going on YouTube? Alright, so a lot of people wanted to see what my best class setup for the MTAR was, and I gotta admit, at first I was like, I don't know, man. I haven't had too much success with it or with SMGs in general because I got way too many hit markers and it's not good for long range gunfights, especially when everyone's using an AR, and that's why I rarely use them. But you know what? I actually found a really good combination of attachments and perks after a lot of trial and error that made this gun a beast, and it tears apart anyone in the way. It is a steamrolling machine, and I even got a chem strike using this setup, which I will include some clips from to show you guys while I was using this setup. But anyways, this class works fantastically for a lot of game modes, especially cranked, because this class is designed for rushing and flanking, and of course this is going to be effective on medium to small sized maps like Octane, Sovereign, Strike Zone, etc, etc. And as always, there will be a screenshot of the class setup on screen if you aren't interested in hearing why I chose certain perks or attachments, but I will try to keep this video as short as possible and quickly go through my setup. So the first attachment I use is grip. Now, like I said, this weapon is terrible for long range, but if you put this on, it'll obviously help out a lot. Now next, I use muzzle brake. Anyone that knows me knows I hate using a weapon without a silencer, but on this weapon the sacrifice is worth because it gives you extra range. If you know how to navigate the map correctly and use the weapon to its fullest potential, you will be steamrolling through enemies anyway when they come and find you, and that's what I was mostly worried about when I was going for my chem strike. But you know, they couldn't kill me because my muzzle brake made my MTAR too powerful. So using muzzle brake was the deal breaker for me, and if I feel like rushing, I will never use this without muzzle brake. Now onto the perks. You'll notice I'm using a lot of perks that have to do with speed, and when you're rushing or flanking, this is a must. Whenever you have the speed advantage over your enemies, most likely you will win gunfights and 1v1 situations. So first, I use marathon for a number of reasons aside from the obvious. Using this allows you to bridge the gap between you and your enemies, giving you a higher percentage of killing them from a shorter distance, and this is perfect for flanking or trying to run away from an enemy that has damaged you. Then I use sleight of hand because when you're running around the map, you've got to be ready for enemies that appear out of nowhere, especially when you're rushing. Where you killed one enemy, 9 times out of 10 there will be another one in the same area, and since we are using muzzle brake, they will know your position and come after you. Then agility and ready up is next. Like I said, speed is everything in a fast-paced game like Call of Duty, especially when you're on the move running around the map. There are times where enemies have come out of nowhere, but I still end up killing them anyway, simply because my movements were faster thanks to agility and ready up. They allowed my gun to be ready for shooting after sprinting. Now focus is a perk that helps a lot, especially when you're using an SMG. You're gonna need all the accuracy you can get and the sway control you can get when you're in a gunfight. I'd say I won most of my gunfights because this perk contributed to it, and that's why I use it. Next, we have dead silence for obvious reasons. When you're rushing or flanking, your footsteps will be heard. The quieter you are, the better, especially when footsteps are loud like crazy in this game. Alright, so the strike package perks are totally up to you. You could run assault, support, specialist. Either way, this class is a beast, but I prefer specialist because I feel like I still need my trusty scavenger and off the grid, and I'm not a fan of the kill streaks in this game anyway. But if I were to play with a team, then I'd use support or assault. But again, this is all personal preference, and I strongly suggest you guys try this class setup out because I went from actually hating SMGs to making it a permanent setup that I'll always have in my loadouts. So if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know you guys want more videos, and share this with your friends. Maybe you know someone who's having trouble finding a setup for their MTAR like I did, and subscribe if you haven't. This is Turbo Man. Peace.